since our Tuesday program, as you know, all the time, we've got many people calling. I've had, everybody calling me. And I say everybody, I mean very, very important people calling me, expressing different views about the Kisi Ajabin publications, the OSP publications. Some are brutally surprised about the publication of the cars. Something that I should check again. Maybe it's not true. I've told them that, well, whether it's true or not, we have written the RTI request to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. We hope that he responds. And then we all know what is true and what is not true. Some say that, but why doesn't he work under the Attorney General's office? I said, I don't know. Some say that, but why doesn't he work directly under the Office of the Speaker of Parliament, given that he's doing a public work in Parliament? I said, I don't know. His act is there. He went through Parliament's Appointments Committee, so Parliament has a role to play in it. So we've had many, many conversations about this. Now, the question I'm answering tonight is the brand of journalism. What kind of journalism is this? That's some people ask me, this is your kind of journalism, what is it? I often tell them that it's a Bill O'Reilly's kind of journalism. There's a guy called Bill O'Reilly who used to work on Fox, and he had a program entitled O'Reilly Factor. In 2002, I was in America when I watched it for the first time, the O'Reilly Factor. And I told a friend of mine that this is how I want Good Evening Ghana to be. In fact, that friend of mine, he's still around. He still calls me and tells me that you said that you wanted Good Evening Ghana to be like Bill O'Reilly. I looked at Bill O'Reilly's program. And those of you who have been in America before, you remember him or you've seen it before. Those of you who don't know, if you can Google it, these days you Google, everything comes. Google the O'Reilly Factor. It was a TV show on Fox, particularly popular. It broke the ratings year after year, year after year, year after year, until he was asked to leave on a sexual scandal or something like that. Bill O'Reilly is a big conservative right-wing reporter, and he used to work for Fox News. Okay, so what's the brand of journalism? I'm a political reporter, isn't it? So why am I a political reporter? I'm a political reporter because I believe that to set out the country in a better way for the future, we need to strengthen the backbone of the country. The backbone of the country is the national constitution, the Grundnorm, and the way in which politics is carried out. So whether it is development, whether it is corruption, whether it is judicial independence, whether it is independence of the media, we need to set it out in the Grundnorm. And carrying out the politics, reviewing the politics, and reporting on the politics with an opinion to review it is the way in which we can achieve that faster. I have lived and worked in England, and I have looked at their politics in great detail. And I see, and I have spoken to some of their politicians at close range in some detail. And I see that the difference between us and them is not that they are better human beings, they are not corrupt, they are not thieves. No, far from that. They are everything that we are. The difference is that they have some laws that do not allow them to do certain things. We also have some laws too. Ghana is much better than many places, and Ghana is much better than before. But we don't have some laws. We don't have those laws over there. So when I say I'm a political news reporter, there you see me on the screen. If it's a story breaks in London, we are there to report it right here for Good Evening Ghana to see. If the political story breaks in Asin North or Kumbewu or anywhere, we are there to report for people to see. We are doing political reporting because that's what we've decided to do, because we believe that to sort out the politics, we'll sort out everything else. As Kwame Nkrumah said, seek ye first the political kingdom and everything shall be added. That's what we believe. If you sort out the politics, everything will be added. That's why we support. So we are reporting. I don't know where this one. This is probably in Kumewu. So if it's Kumewu, I'm there doing reporting. Oh, this is Asin North. Okay, so that's Asin North. And we were in Asin North reporting. I've had people calling me and say that, oh, but you've been doing this for so long. Why don't you let the young people do it? I said, no. News reporting is my first love. That's my work. That's what I do. Even if I'm 80 and I can go there and report the news, I will be there. I'm a news reporter. That's my work. So I don't say that I'm boss sitting in the office, I'm editor and super editor and super editor and so. No. If the news breaks, I'll be there. 2024, you're going to see me there all over the place. We're going to go out. So that's what I do as a political reporter, and that's my work. There are other people who are investigative journalists. That's also okay. I think there's Asin North that we are reporting on. Yeah, so there are people who are investigative journalists. Let's come back to the studio. Let's get the message. There are people who are investigative journalists. That's their work. There are people who are corruption police. That's their work. There's no problem about that. They report on corruption. My only point with them is that you cannot report on corruption without seeking to change the foundation of the laws. It is the laws that we sit here in Ghana, and our constitution allows President Akufo-Addo or President of Ghana to appoint everybody. I think that has to change because that can breed corruption. If you want President sitting in Accra to appoint 230 district chief executives, that can breed corruption. President's appointing all Supreme Court judges, Court of Appeal, High Court, that could breed corruption. President appointing IGP, he's appointing the CDS, the Air Force Commander, Army Commander. The powers of the president under the 1992 Constitution is a sure breed for corruption in any society. And so we as political reporters are reporting on it and telling them that, no, this must change. That's the focus. That's how we... So when we are political reporters, doesn't mean we are not anti-corruption. But we have thought that the way to fix the corruption is to fix the politics. That's why we are political reporters. We are political reporters because we think that the way to fix corruption, fix development, fix the roads, fix the electricity, all of that is at the ground norm, as the lawyers will say. It is about the laws, the 1992 Constitution, the powers that it allocates to various people, and the interactions of those powers. From Montesquieu. Montesquieu sat down in 1778 and wrote a book entitled Esprit les lois, the spirit of the laws, they say. And he proposed that for us to fix this society, we must have a separation of powers between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. That's what Montesquieu said, didn't he? So that's why we do political reporting. There are those who are corruption police, who are looking for corruption. And I refer to my friend Manasseh Azuri is a corruption police. You have Suleiman Brahma is a corruption police. You have other people who are corruption police. In Metro TV here, we have an investigative reporter. That's their desk. They do investigative reporting. They are corruption police. In Joy FM, there's corruption police. Everybody has their role. Political reporters, sports reporters, music reporters, entertainment reporters, corruption police. That's Suleiman Brahma and Manasseh Azuri. Both of them are corruption police, and I respect their work. Now, the point here is this. We, as political reporters, have published something. And I mentioned Franklin Kudjo's name the other day. And I'm saying that, have the civil society and the corruption police heard that the OSP's budget is asking for cars to the tune of 30 million Ghana cedis? Have they heard it? Do they know about it? Do they think that it is okay, for which reason they are quiet? They are all quiet. All the corruption police. They talk about Auditor General has done this. They talk about Accountant General. The other day, Manasseh said VRA has given Zoom Lion a contract, which VRA hadn't, and it hadn't yet been executed. But he published it as a corruption scandal. Have they all seen this Kisi Ajabe matter? Have they seen it? Now, I'm not insisting that they say something about it. No. But I'm saying to them that if you have seen it and you ignore it, the next time you come to tell me that Accountant General has paid Zoom Lion some money for fumigation, I will tell you that you are not a great corruption police. You are biased and you are selfish because you saw OSP asking the poor taxpayer to pay 30 million cedis to him to buy luxury cars to sit in and run around Accra with motorcade. You didn't find anything wrong with it. You didn't find anything wrong with it. And then you come and tell me that Auditor General has asked some company to pay something. If Auditor General does something that is wrong, Accountant General does something that is wrong, Controller and Accountant General does something that is wrong, by all means, corruption police should say it. We are political reporters. The news breaks in London, we are there. It breaks in Kumawu, we are there. It breaks in Aston, we are there. Next year, we are going to be everywhere. In Ghana, is roaming. Nigeria, we do it here on the touch screen. Nigerian elections, we covered it sometimes better than some Nigerian stations. We were told that by Nigerians who called and said that you are covering the election better than the stations in Nigeria. So we are watching you on Facebook. In fact, that week, our Facebook following jumped up because Al-Hassan Bello was doing the work. And I call him every minute. Have you checked this, check that? I've sent you a story. Look at it. And we are covering the Nigerian election because we don't want our viewers to have any political conversation, to have gaps, deficits in any international political conversation. If it's about Russia, we are there. If it's about the Russian rebels who work in West Africa, what are they called? Wagner, we are there. If it's a coup breaks out in Burkina today, you can be sure that Good Evening Ghana will bring you the report. That's what we are. Now, these corruption police people, have they seen that the OSP, the special prosecutor, who is supposed to be an agent of corruption, an agent of anti-corruption, has himself asked government to give him all of these cars? I've not heard anything from Imani, zero. I've not heard anything from Fourth Estate, zero. I've not heard anything from CDD, zero. All civil society are quiet. 30 million for cars. They haven't seen it. Now, if that happens, I get worried about the society. Are all of these people working with interest? Is it interest that they are hiding behind and pushing some agenda? For which reason there's an obvious case that should be... I'm not saying that's a case of corruption. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's a case that raises eyebrows that people should have a look at. They are not saying anything about it. It's okay. They shouldn't say anything about it if they don't want to. But we will be here by the grace of God. Next time they come and say something, they should be sure that we will come after them and remind them that you are biased, you are one-sided, you are selfish, and you are not for Ghana. You do not support Ghana. If you are a civil society and you are a corruption police, and you have seen this story, and it's okay for you, you don't care, you are not interested, then you have a problem. How many RTI requests did Fourth Estate not send to Ghana airports about COVID testing? Several RTI requests. We have just responded to Joy FM. I was on the phone with Ablakwa on the Joy FM program to talk about it, which is okay, which is fair, which is nice. It is an addition to our development and our democracy. The RTI request has been coming to Ghana airport forever about Frontier's testing of COVID. We have responded to all of it. The last one was Joy FM. We gave them the entire document pursuant to the RTI request. We've given it to them. They've been asking for it. Now, if you're asking for COVID testing, which is not taxpayers' money, but which is a concessionaire collecting money from Ghanaians, and you are worried about how much of that money he paid to the airport, which is the focus of the inquiry, which is okay. You are worried about how much money he paid to the airport, but you are not worried about the Office of the Special Prosecutor asking governments to give him luxury cars that the president doesn't have, luxury cars that the IGP doesn't have. The Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice, their furniture is to be decried. You are not worried that the Shraj furniture is poor and the Office of the Special Prosecutor takes 3.5 million to buy 2 vehicles, one of them bulletproof, one of them light body. You are civil society, you are anti-corruption, you are not worried about that. You haven't heard it because of some selfish personal situations. Then, when we sit here and next week, next year, next February, you come and publish an anti-corruption, we will take every sinew in our veins to come after you and tell you that you are selfish. We're going to say it very loud. You are selfish and you are deliberately doing your own thing. You do not support Ghana. You are not supporting anything in Ghana. It is on this basis that I will doff off my hat for Black Rasta. Black Rasta is not my friend. We had so many classes. The other day he said he marked some scripts and I didn't pass law school, something. It's up to him. I mean, Black Rasta, this is not the first time Black Rasta is attacking me. Some time ago when he was on the radio, he did some brutal story on me, which was totally wrong. Something about Wyclef John, which I didn't even understand. He said some people were bringing Wyclef to Ghana and I canceled. I don't have any idea about it. But he said it. I forgave him. When he did his song on Barack Obama, I thought it was a great effort. I invited him. Black Rasta, do you remember? I invited him. I think I called Shamima, Muslim, to tell Black Rasta to come on the show because I want to talk to him. And I said that you did a song on Barack Obama. This is fantastic. And I interviewed him here on Good Evening Ghana. Black Rasta has been on this show. After he had blasted me on the so-called Wyclef John, me, I'm not an entertainment person. I'm not that about like that. I don't know Wyclef John. Me, the musicians I know is Oboba J, Adofo, Amachi Dede, Ankwando Bie. Me, I'm Ejaba. That's the songs I know. Wyclef John is what? I don't understand this. But he said, so Wyclef John was coming to Ghana and I said, I won't let him come. I was totally confused. I laughed and laughed and laughed. Now, who is Wyclef John? People were calling me that, Charlie, are you listening to Taxi Driver? I said, what is Taxi? I said, Black Rasta. I said, is that what it's called? I listened, but I didn't know the name of the program. He said, well, he's talking about you. He says that you have canceled some program. I don't know what's about. Anyway, later on, I called Black Rasta to come. When we finished the show, he told me that he had been misinformed. I said, it's okay, no problem. We did the show. Recently, he said a few things about me. That's okay. But I respect Black Rasta because he doesn't care about me or Good Evening Ghana. He doesn't care about MPP. He's just saying that this Kisi Ajabi situation is wrong. You cannot, as special prosecutor, go and ask for such huge sums of money to buy luxury cars. You can't do that. Black Rasta is not our friend. Black Rasta is not even friends with Akufo-Addo. He thinks Akufo-Addo is a bad president. We think Akufo-Addo is an excellent president. We disagree on that. No problem. But Black Rasta saw the work that we did. He has investigated it and he thinks that this one, Kisi Ajabi, is wrong. That's civil society. It doesn't have to be our friend. That's what he said.
Now the OSP is doing a good job. Much as is going through a lot of frustrations. I must also say that this is an extravagant OSP. Very extravagant. Do we all remember how much he wanted as salaries for the people that he was working with? Do we all remember the figure? Today it has come out that it is not only about huge salaries, but also about a 30 million Ghana cedi worth of vehicles that the OSP requested to be able to fight corruption. You do not even know your country. How pathetic this country is. How this nation is stealing from itself. How this nation has no respect for the heritage of the nation. My brother, you've been asked to come and fight corruption. We appreciate the work you are doing. You sent in a request of vehicles worth 30 million Ghana cedis. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you? The nation is seriously hemorrhaging. The nation is seriously in crisis. Come in and do the little that you can do. Do you need 30 million Ghana cedi worth of vehicles to be able to run? Can I take you back to the days of Sankara? When Sankara came into office, he banned all public offices from using luxury cars. Everybody, my brother, my sister, was supposed to use a simple car. Brother, my sister, very, very small, no air conditioning, and it could run on very little fuel, including himself. He banned all public offices from using air conditions. They should use natural air. It wasn't because they didn't enjoy comfort, but it was because of the dire need of the nation, the impoverished nation, to be able to deal with the calamity. Now, if you are coming in and you agree that the nation is so impoverished because of these dirty people who are stealing left, right, and center, corruption galore, that has given you a job to be able to deal with corruption, and you come in and you are making such extravagant demands. What is the difference between you and the people who do not think about the nation? OSP wanted vehicles worth 30 million Ghana cedis, and there's somebody defending him. It's okay. Yes, he needs it to do his work. He needs what? Do we know the difference between need and want? Magufuli, who died recently, president of Tanzania, banned every other person, my brother, my sister, from flying first class, let alone chartered. Everybody must go economy. And that ministers at an event should not be more than 4. Maximum 4. My brother, my sister, these are all ways to fight corruption, and also with fighting wastage, you need some of these things. An OSP who wants to be lavished with all kinds of luxury, it's not a good OSP.